From the movie bucket.
From the movie
bucket. This is from the movie bucket.
Okay.
It's really loud the way I said that.
All right, so we're just having a little round table about other things.
Bless you.
Separate from our reviews that we do each month. Just things that we've been watching that we're going to talk through for a few minutes. And so, what is something that you've watched this month that you want to talk about?
I went and saw Us at the theatre. It was good. It's a real good movie. It's one of those. It starts off, you're kind of getting the, they give you the quiet start for most horror films where it's just kind of mundane, daily life stuff or whatever. And once the action picks up on this, because I would almost consider it like an action film. Once the action picks up on this, it does not let up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it starts so soon. So normally it's like, 15 minutes into one of these horror films before stuff starts getting really weird. This is more like 8 minutes in it, maybe 10. And once it starts, I was like, boy, this pace is not sustainable. But they kind of keep that pace going for quite a long time. So I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Scary?
It's scary. It's got a few jump scare things. But to me, I don't know if I would really consider it like a horror film or a thriller. There's a lot to be said between, what is what. What's a horror film and what's a thriller.
Right.
Because this one is, basically, they're just trying to get away from these...
People.
But basically, they're just trying to get away from these...
People. Us.
Yeah. These other things. And then you slowly learn what these other things are.
It gives you an explanation of what they are.
Somewhat. So you have to read into it. There was these guys behind me when we were walking out or whatever, and he was like... What's up with all the rabbits? Because there's rabbits and stuff. Well, it's Alice through the looking glass. She follows the rabbit through the mirror. Okay. In Alice, it's not Alice in Wonderland. It's the other one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Okay.
So it's Lewis Carroll did several books with Alice in them, and so Alice through the looking glass, instead of following him down the rabbit hole, she follows him through the mirror in that one. And that's kind of what it is. It's a mirror image of ourselves. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but yeah, so that's what the rabbits are about.
So difficult.
But no, he seemed like a nice guy.
Fair enough.
So Us, I recommend it. You guys should see it. I wouldn't call it a horror movie. I'd call it a thriller.
Cool. Right on.
Thriller night.
I watched one the other night that I really liked, and it's called, with the whole Timothy Olyphant. If you're a fan of his, you might like this. This is called Dark Was the Night. And the title really doesn't indicate what the movie's about. But basically, it's, and I really can't give too much away without spoiling it. But it's a family dealing with quite a bit, and Marissa Tomei's in it, and she just shines. I mean, what a great performance!
I like her.
Really, I like her.
I like her anyway.
And the son and the dad and the relationship. It's kind of reminds me of that. The two new ones that Steve Carell's done with the kids and everything, so I really can't give a lot away without really spoiling it, but if you're into both those actors and actresses, definitely you two would enjoy this. A little dark, because it deals with, family drama, and how they come to terms with some things, but overall, great performances. So, saw that one. I also watched a little movie called Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I know you saw this, I don't want to go too in depth.
Captain Marvel? I'll watch Brie Larson in anything.
See, I wasn't a huge fan.
She could make eating Cheerios with Brie Larson, and I'll be like, hey, I'm going to tune into that.
So why haven't you checked this out yet then?
Because, I'm trying to not go to the big comic book movies.
So are you going to skip Endgame?
No.
I feel like you kind of have to.
So my new plan now is going to wait, because they come to Netflix and stuff. So, these second tier films you may never see again.
Yep.
These big blockbusters, they're going to be on Netflix. They're going to be on Hulu or something.
Right.
So now my plan is to just call in sick one day and go see these back to back in the theater.
What doesn't work.
Your boss doesn't hear this.
Your
boss doesn't hear this.
I hope, as long as my boss doesn't find out, or unless I can talk him into going with me. It'll be perfect.
I can be bright with movie posters. A lot of people don't know that. I like movie posters. So
I did not know that.
I liked it. I didn't love it. Marvel never misses. But I felt there were a lot of plot holes, which we can't get into because I want to spoil it for Russell. But I think you liked it a lot more.
I really enjoyed it. I'm simple though, so
I'm simpler than you, and I didn't. So that's weird. But
no. When it comes to movies, it's like just feed it to me. So I enjoyed it.
What have you seen?
A lot. So one of my things, I had a week off, and I tried to watch at least a movie a day.
That's a good goal.
Before the families.
That's a good vacation goal. I need to do that someday.
Yeah, and so I literally knocked off like 20 movies off of my bucket list poster. Mm-hmm. Russell and I watched one together. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to talk about The Dirt. I started watching like the first 30 minutes of The Dirt.
That's the Netflix Motley Crue one,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
And I shut it off because I didn't care.
It gets very bad reviews.
And it's just TNA. Just lots of TNA.
I've heard that I'm going to watch it.
I just talked you into it. But I don't really care about those guys. I don't want them to do good, you know. They're kind of creeps.
Yeah, that's true.
So on my bucket list, I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the movies I've watched in the last 3 weeks. I watched 12 Angry Men, Blade Runner, Clockwork Orange, sorry. Mm-hmm. Deer Hunter, which me and Russell watched together, Casablanca, Old Boy, The Grand Budapest Hotel, In Bruges, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, 7 Samurai, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and then not on the list, but something that I've been doing is anything that's on your guys' top 10 list, I'm starting to watch.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
You've never seen Heat?
I've never seen Heat.
Oh my god!
And you talked about Heat, so I watched that.
Oh my gosh!
A couple weekends ago.
Val Kilmer's last good film.
You never saw Ghost in the Darkness.
Well, that was before that, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was after.
Yeah, I think Ghost in the Darkness was before.
Okay.
But
that one's a fantastic one too. That's on Netflix now.
I'll bring that up.
Yeah.
So for me, I started reading a movie review book from Ebert about some of his reviews of some movies and what he saw as some of the greatest American films. I checked out as some of the greatest American films. I checked out another. I've perused 3 books about watching movies and doing reviews, and it talks about how you need to see all these films. And I'm pretty sure I'm still going to hate everything that I see. But I needed to check these.
Reluctant film critic. Yeah, that. When I write your biography, that's what it's going to be called.
I die here soon.
Eric Schaefer, the reluctant.
No, I liked Heat. It was fine. Yeah, absolutely.
I was about to smack you out of that chair.
He's going to say it was fine though.
He's going to be like, it was too long, but it was okay.
I enjoyed it.
That shootout in the street is probably one of the best shootouts.
That is
yeah.
Sorry.
In Bruges was the best one I'd seen. Though.
That's a good one.
It's a great film. It's a great film.
I really enjoyed that.
We saw that at the library.
At the library and watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. My second favorite, though, of this list is Casablanca.
It's a great film, yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. Followed by Grand Budapest Hotel. Can you believe that, Russell?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was quirky and weird.
But you didn't like the train one. What was that called?
Darjeeling.
I did not like
But you liked this.
I did. Me and Bridget watched it together.
That's
right.
random.
And we kind of looked at it. I enjoyed that.
Man, watch it again and you'll like it even more.
No, that's probably not going to happen.
There's so many things that you miss in that first one.
But we also then in this is going to get me off of anybody listen to anything I said. I watched turds like Breakfast at Tiffany's. That movie was shit.
Now it's a comedy, right?
I guess.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
What were you expecting?
I would have spent 5 minutes with that woman and put a plastic bag over her head. She is. I don't believe in violence to women. That's a joke, okay? But
yeah, we have to say
that is a person that I would leave the room when they were around because they suck all the air out of the room.
Yep.
And the whole movie is named Breakfast at Tiffany's because in the opening scene, she's eating while looking at stuff in the window.
I'm surprised.
That's it.
I'm surprised you've never seen that before, though.
Oh, well, I saw it. I scratched off the poster. I watched 4 Weddings and a Funeral. What an unredeemable movie all around.
I'll give you that
I
one.
didn't like any of the characters.
I'm not a fan of that one either.
And then the film Old Boy.
Oh, God. Have you watched this yet, Russ, since we talked about that last?
No, I haven't seen it either.
I should have warned you. You as a father would find that disturbing.
It was completely disturbing. Yeah. I looked at that and went...
Which one did you watch, the original or the
original.
The original, yeah.
The original Japanese.
Both are, how do I want to say this, or I don't know how to say it properly. They're out there, but I think the original takes it too far.
Oh, it's too far.
Yeah, takes it way too far.
And I was uncomfortable having a daughter of my own.
That's just it. But you both having daughters, I'm like, I don't know if you want to watch that.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'm going to have to watch it now.
I watched it to cross it off
because
my
uncomfortable
poster.
is my wheelhouse.
You'll love it. Watch it with your mom, then.
Oh, good God.
That sounds fun.
I'm trying to get through the movies that I have to read subtitles on because
this can be challenging.
It focuses so much of my attention. Now, I watch the movie better because I have to pay so much attention. There is no playing on your phone when you're watching those.
No, there's not. There's none of that.
But that's kind of where I'm at. And then now I've noticed that I'm making a secondary list of movies that aren't on this list, but they're on AFI or they're on Roger Ebert's list of things I want to watch.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's kind of a new thing for me to watch a bunch of things that I've never seen. So
that's cool.
My next movie I'm gonna watch is I've never seen Vertigo.
I don't think
that's
I have
a great one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's with Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, no, I definitely have not seen
that. And it is Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
So that's something I'm going to watch. I also think I'm going to go to the library here in St. Joe again to watch North by Northwest. Which
they're doing a whole Hitchcock month. I think it's like 50th anniversary of Hitchcock or something like that.
That's a really good.
So
the whole month they're doing Topaz and
Topaz is on there in the next few weeks. So
that'll be fun.
I think I'm going to go see something like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I have been watching. Me and Sophie did a review of which, to see the excitement on my kid's face about something that brought back memories. The only thing is the original movie I read this week was 50 minutes long, and this is an hour and 50 minutes.
Oh,
so it adds a lot to She came out loving it.
Dumbo needed more story.
I came out going,
yeah.
I
heard it was pretty dark.
It's pretty, but
it's Tim Burton.
But when it has the bold colors, he, how he's really good at making things bright and bold. He does that really well. Making things bright and bold. He does that really well. The circus is very circusy.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't say it was my favorite. Sophie loved it, but we've done 3 movie reviews, and she's given all 3 movies 9s. So,
okay.
She likes movies.
I've got 2 I watched here that kind of deal with the same issue. One was the documentary called Social Animals, and it follows 3 people and their rise to stardom and fame or turmoil based on Instagram.
Infamous.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, and it deals with, nothing's private kind of thing. Anything you put out there is out there in the world. And then I got a movie that I borrowed from a friend called Assassination Nation. I think we've seen the trailers, or we've all kind of talked about that. And it's basically the same thing where it's a town, and one person's information kind of goes public, and it changes his life for the worse. Well, then the next thing you know, the whole town gets hacked, and everyone's information goes public, and the town just goes crazy. And the first hour and a half is amazing, and they go a little too sexual and too violent, and then it just goes off the rails, and what they tried to accomplish was horrible. So I don't recommend anyone watching it. It's like...
I've got a film I saw you shouldn't watch.
You should not watch it. So you really
I'm warning you.
Good bones, a good idea, and they just went too far with it. They over sexualized it.
Now is this
too much violence?
Social Animals? Is it like is it documentary?
It's on Netflix. It's a documentary. One of the guys, he was an urban photographer in New York and was going places he shouldn't be and became famous for these photos. And it talks about him and his rise to fame from nothing. One girl where a small town and a boyfriend got a hold of photos he shouldn't have through Instagram and things happened there. And then one girl who is trying to become a social media model and how her dad's trying to help her become an up-and-coming. All great. But again, everything with those two movies go back, nothing's private. So just be careful of what you put out there.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Gotcha.
For sure. The last movie I saw that I thought was really different was a movie called Polar. Did you watch that?
You did a review about it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you say, what did you think? I think we talked about that.
I thought it's goofy fun.
It was goofy fun.
It's definitely over violent.
Yes.
To me, it played out like a live action anime.
Yeah, that's
because those animes, the weird. There's always something they find funny that you're like, that's not funny. Why is everybody laughing now?
Yeah,
and that's what this was like. It's like they would say one word and be like, "Brrr."
Yeah, I think if you take the bad guy away from this because he was so over the top and just dumb, like that maybe it was a better movie.
That's why it just reminded me of like an anime. The whole thing just seemed like I was like, this is a live action anime. Yeah, the bad guy was completely over the top and practically slipping on banana peels.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly
just
what it
goofy.
was. It was dumb. But I love the main character and that dude.
Yeah, Matt Mikkelsen's cool. Yeah, I want to see there's. And I want to see that. That looks pretty good.
Is that out yet on Netflix or anywhere?
I don't know. I haven't really looked for it yet, but I need to.
Gotcha.
But it's one of those, surviving in the snow things.
So is there anything coming out to the theaters you guys are going to rush out and check out this month?
Like I said, I'm going to see Shazam with my daughter.
Shazam.
She wants to see that, so we're going to make that. I think that comes out.
Well, I think you're going to have plenty of room in the theater. You guys should be able to spread out because you will be there alone.
You think so? I think it might do better than we think it will. But what does it need to do good? What's the budget?
I don't know. I mean, if that thing makes $20 million, I'll eat a shoe.
Oh yeah,
I will find the shoe because it looks like someone's eating the shoe because that's going
to make $20 million.
Oh,
I don't think it will.
I think
it's going to come out. The only thing
what was the budget though? 100.
Yeah, it comes out this weekend. So Dumbo and Captain Marvel
and
us just beat Captain Marvel. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you.
So what was number one? It was Us.
Us. Captain Marvel was 2.
And then so Dumbo was 3. Boy, Tim Burton does not do well at the box.
No, I don't know if that was this weekend. Us beat out Captain Marvel last weekend.
Okay. I wonder.
Well, yeah, but Marvel had been out a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, but so that's what that is showing is that Us has more staying power.
I gotcha.
So Captain Marvel probably made way more money. So they probably started off like, $50 million that first weekend and have trended down. Mm-hmm. Where Us is staying steady.
It's like that Greatest Showman, man. It's the long game. That movie made so much money.
So Us might be a long game because I guarantee you, Us did not have a Captain Marvel budget.
No, right? No. Like
I think we're going to see Jordan Peele become quite the auteur.
He's the new Twilight guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, not Twilight. Excuse me. Twilight Zone. Yeah. Which. And he's doing a whole series. I
didn't know he even likes vampires.
Oh, yeah. He's the glittery, the better.
That's okay. So that's a show I'd like to see. What we do in the shadows.
Yes. That looks funny.
That looks funny. I just haven't got the chance.
Have you seen the film?
Yeah.
The film's hilarious.
We're werewolves, not swearwolves. I say that to people, they don't know what I mean. That's such a good movie. That's so dumb. But, yeah.
All right. That's all I got.
That's it. We're not werewolves. We're swearwolves here.
That is the movie bucket, folks.
We are swearwolves.
Thanks for joining us.